After Christmas with Jay King, because we do so many cool things. We have great year-end sales, we have brand new mine finds, and then something we very rarely do is bring back customer request favorites. And it was just about a year ago when this sold out. I don't know, it was like record-breaking time. It is the cool story behind you're thinking, what in the world is that? What is Ammolite? What are those colors? It will absolutely take your breath away. So what you're receiving here is a 25.5-inch sterling silver necklace and the beautiful pendant, which is 1 7/16 of an inch in width. And then the drop earrings are coming in at just about 1.5 inches in length. And those are $136. So if I'm not mistaken, Jay, I think we're bringing this back at the same prices that we launched it for almost a year ago.
Right, which, okay.
Hard to believe.
To tell you the truth, here's my point of contention. Okay, so like Lynn said, okay, I really don't need to be here that much when Lenny Bobetti's there, because she, you know, we've kind of grown up together, so she knows a lot of the things that I've passed on over the years.
A ton.
So here's the deal with this, okay? Number one, this material, talk about rarity. It is so rare. It's almost impossible to find it. Okay, this is a fossil. Okay, and this is Ammolite, but Ammolite comes from a prehistoric mollusk, which is called an ammonite, and that's why they call it Ammolite. And this is a rare occurrence. Now, I do have ammonite fossils that, and in fact, I've got a bunch right now. I'm trying to get them passed so that we can actually put them on the air and sell them. But this is something that rarely happens, where Ammolite is formed. And this is a natural occurrence that is developed in the fossilization process. This dates back, this is 70 to 75 million years old. Okay, that's when this was formed. Ammolite actually became a gemstone, or declared a gem material in 1981. This material, I gotta tell you, every time I bring it on, I'm able to get it, right? It just blows out. Excuse me. We very rarely bring anything back. It's not something that we normally do. We sold this out last time literally in less than 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. And I believe Lynn and I released it. We actually did it. I was
fast. It was the first time I ever seen it.
And when we put it on, it just blows out. But I'm just telling you, this is really, really rare. I have 2 resources on this. I have a Madagascar resource where we get the rough material, and this is a Canadian material. You do find it in North America. Along the Rocky Mountains is one of the areas that they do find it. But it's not like you just walk along. There's not huge deposits of this, guys. In fact, what you do is you find the actual ammonite fossils, and when you break them open, sometimes during the fossilization process where they've silicated, you will find this, and you find ammonite. Okay,
will they have that
it's not in, no, yeah, but it's not in every shell. It's not. It's a very rare thing that forms, right? So I've got tons of ammonites. Okay, and they're expensive and they're highly collectible. And we cut them in 2. When you cut them in 2, sometimes where they've silicated over millions of years. This was developed over 75 million years ago. I just want to tell you, this is natural, but it is real. It's real, and it's very rare. And every time we do it, and these prices, guys, you know, like,
trying to find it.
Oh gosh, go. You know, do a little research on this. When you go to Tucson, you're going to see. I'm going to prove this to you, and you're going to. You know, Tucson's primarily a wholesale show, right?
Right.
And it's not just one show. It's literally hundreds of shows put together. They do. It is open. Some of it is open to the public, and it is retail. But the majority of a lot of the really places that we go, they're only open to the people, to the trade, right? And it's. But you will see samples of this. Okay, just samples of this. Can be in the hundreds. I've seen cabs this size that go for $200 and $300, just the cab, right? One cab. So that's what you're getting here. You get this beautiful petal design, which I thought was really creative. And here's the thing. How we do the designs, it's based on the ammonites that we find. Okay? So the Ammolite material that we have to work with is how we base the design. So what we do is we cut for yield.
Okay.
So we get the material, we cut for yield, and then once we get the yield in that size, then we know what we can work with and how many we're gonna be able to do. So it took us over a year to bring this back, over a year to actually collect the material and to be able to do it. But if you want something that is not only a great gift, right, or a great look, this is something you can hand down. This is something I guarantee you, when you have it on, you have a rarity. You have something that nobody, one of the things I want to stress on this, that you got to really watch it when you go buy this, because they make glass and they knock this off. They do dichroic glass, and they call it Ammolite because it's very, very expensive, okay? It's extremely expensive. And so they actually counterfeit this, they fake it. So you really got to kind of watch what you buy, but I guarantee you this is a real deal.
Oh, it has to be. If it's here, it's gone through.
No, I guarantee you. Well, number one, it's gone through our quality control, but everything has to be GIA certified. Yeah. There's not a single solitary thing that you see, not just on Mine Finds, anybody selling jewelry here. Yeah. Anybody, there is nothing that doesn't have a GIA cert.
Yeah, so, and again, that's all
that's just
for
required.
You to know, and
that's just required on every single piece.
And thank goodness. I always say when I saw this, I remember the first one, last one was a year ago. It reminds me of like stained glass in the churches, you know? The way
it does. It's Mother Nature's form.
So beautiful.
But it's actually a natural phenomenon that's caused in the fossilization, and it doesn't happen very often. You can go through literally tens of thousands of ammonites and cutting them open before you'll find any Ammolite. It's that rare. It's a natural occurrence, but it's a very rare occurrence.
Okay, just a couple hundred, that's it. That's all we have to go around. Once again, worked very hard, thank you to your team to make this happen. This is like when we say Tucson, when you're looking for those rare and unique, mine finds that have a story that are definitely not something you typically see. It was only, the first time you brought it to me here that I had ever even heard of it or never seen it. I couldn't wait to hear the story behind it. So really, truly fascinating, and see how it just, when it picks up in the light, you see the reds, the greens, the golds, the plums, the yellows, the blues. It's definitely one that people will stop you in your footsteps and ask you about. For collectors out there, you don't want to miss out. 078130 is the item number. Okay. Want to mention a couple pieces that we may not be doing a full presentation on, but this is why I say I went